Marlon Brando, one of the most revered actors of the 20th century, refused a role in Before Night Falls because he didn't want to harm the Cuban Revolution. Let's put that into perspective. This is the same actor who played Vito Corleone in The Godfather, Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now, and a deeply controversial role in Last Tango in Paris. A man who had no trouble portraying gangsters, murderers, corrupt colonels, and violent men, yet could not bring himself to portray a character that might reflect poorly on Fidel Castro's dictatorship. Meanwhile, the film's subject, Reinaldo Arenas, was a real-life victim of the regime Brando refused to challenge. Arenas was imprisoned, beaten, sent to forced labor camps, censored, and persecuted for being both gay and ideologically nonconformist. His life was one of artistic brilliance silenced by repression, ending in suicide after years of exile and suffering. And yet, even in telling that tragic story, Brando refused to be part of a film that might criticize the regime responsible for it. This wasn't neutrality. It was complicity. Imagine, just for a moment, if an actor in 1993 had said, "I'd love to play a Jewish dissident, but I don't want to harm the Nazi revolution." Or, "I'd rather not offend the South African government by portraying Steve Biko." It would have ended their career. It would have been unthinkable. But when it comes to communist Cuba, protecting the revolution is still treated as a noble cause, even when that revolution crushed the very voices artists claim to honor. Brando's refusal sent a chilling message. The pain of a gay Cuban poet meant less than the mythology of Fidel Castro. That's not art. That's not empathy. That's ideological cowardice masquerading as principle. And the irony didn't end with Brando. Even the actor who ultimately portrayed Reinaldo Arenas, Spanish actor Javier Bardem, admitted he felt conflicted. In interviews, Bardem expressed nervousness about appearing in a film that portrayed Cuba's government negatively. This despite the fact that he was portraying a real person who had been tortured, exiled, and destroyed by that very regime. Despite the fact that the script was based on Arenas' own memoir, a first-hand account of brutality. This is the tragic absurdity. An actor in a free country hesitated to criticize a dictatorship that tortured the very man he was portraying. That says everything about the cultural intimidation that surrounds criticism of left-wing regimes and the ideological grip Castro's myth held over even Western artists. Meanwhile, Reinaldo Arenas, starving, broken, in prison, never hesitated to tell the truth. He risked his life to expose the cruelty of a system that others still defended from comfortable distances. That contrast is unforgettable. The Cuban regime didn't just silence writers in Havana. It succeeded in intimidating the conscience of Hollywood. It taught actors to self-censor, to protect the revolution, even at the expense of truth. Marlon Brando could play a mafia boss. He could play a rapist. He could play a corrupt colonel. But he drew the line at portraying the crimes of Fidel Castro. That decision tells you everything you need to know about how Hollywood sold its soul. Not to art, not to truth, but to a revolution that jailed poets and banned guitars. Brando's betrayal is not just a moment in film history. It's a symbol of a broader moral failure, one that still echoes today. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to have more devastating revelations in upcoming videos.